Blessed love, my family. Tell me, are you satisfied with the level of African history, heritage, and culture provided to our children in this system that we live in? I didn't think so. Well, we here at the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge has the solution for this dilemma. We offer a 10-month international certified homeschool program that offers African heritage and history, as well as the intriguing science called astronomy. Our classes are sent out daily in the form of to-the-point and exciting videos prepared for the young ones in mind. You, the parent, will be astonished at the knowledge they retain, and both yourself and your young ones will feel great pride when receiving the well-deserved certificate. But hold on, there is more. This 10-month program usually goes for $50 a month or $300 for the full course. But for a limited time until the 27th day of September, which is Maskal, we will be offering the homeschool courses for only, listen to this, $30 per month. Or, hear this, my family, $200 for the full course. This is an investment that will definitely benefit yourself and your young ones. To sign up today, just email us at priestIsaacInstitute@gmail.com. Now that is PRISTISAACINSTITUTE@gmail.com. PriestIsaacInstitute@gmail.com. Blessed love.
I'm saying, now let us pick up where we were here a moment ago, and he's talking about the connection with what the gods of the Hindu tradition is speaking of and how it connects to the cosmos. I don't know if he's being sarcastic when he says by coincidence. Of course, I would hope so, because he's seen all of this heights. He talking about everything is aligned by coincidence. Impossible.
It is the only religion in which the timescales correspond, no doubt by accident, to those of modern scientific cosmology.
It's not coincidence, no doubt by accident. Yeah, that's what he said.
It is the only religion in which the timescales correspond, no doubt by accident, to those of modern scientific cosmology. Its cycles run from our ordinary day and night to a day and night of Brahma. 8.64 billion years long, longer than the age of the Earth or the Sun, and about half the time since the Big Bang. And there are much longer time scales still. There is the deep and appealing notion that the universe is but the dream of the god, who, after 100 Brahma years, dissolves himself into a dreamless sleep, and the universe dissolves with him. Until, after another Brahma century, he stirs, recomposes himself, and begins again to dream the great cosmic.
I so want us to get this, I want us to comprehend what he's saying. You have the Brahma year, this is like eons. And he's saying that like the time factor, one of these Brahma days, he's saying something of the sort, is like half the span of a Big Bang, the time of the Big Bang. So I guess 2 Brahma days is the time of creation as we know it as such, according to science. That's 2 Brahma days. But he has gone into some Brahma centuries. So what's really going on here as it relates to the time factor? This is what I want us to grasp here. So that's why I'm coming in. you know, because I don't want you to miss what's happening here.
It is the only religion in which the timescales correspond, no doubt by accident, to those of modern scientific cosmology. Its cycles run from our ordinary day and night to a day and night of Brahma.
Listen.
8.64 billion years long.
8.64 billion years. Pardon me. Billion years long. 8.64 billion years long. Sounds very close to 8.75 for the cycle of the sun. But anyway, 8.64 billion years long. That's a Brahma day. Let's follow, people.
Longer than the age of the Earth or the sun, and about half the time since the Big Bang.
So the Brahma day, 8.64 billion years long, is about half the time, you know, from now till going back in the past when the whole universe began, basically. That's half of that is a Brahma day.
And there are much longer time scales still.
Okay. Get it? Serious stuff.
There is the deep and appealing notion that the universe is but the dream of the god, who, after 100 Brahma years...
Okay, hold on. I really got to cut in here, man. We got to get this good. Now, this is a serious thing. We have spoken about this several times. You know, he's saying that there's this deep notion that the universe is a dream, the dream of the gods. Well, technically, yeah, that's what it is, because that's what we say, you know, we're going to fulfill our dreams. We use the term very lightly, but in the reality of it, that is what's going on, not just the gods. I could understand creation being the dreams of the gods or the dream of God in its literal sense too, like his imagination, her deepest thoughts, his deepest aspirations manifest into what we consider to be reality. But then there's this discussion that even us, me and you, what we consider as our life running up and down around here is actually a dream we're having in a next dimension or a next plane. In the same way that you lay down in the evening and you dream that you're doing something else somewhere, in that sense now, what you think is real life, because in your dream you think it's real life too. Yeah, you think you're real until you wake up. You say, what, that was a dream? Right. So in your real life, now, how old are you? 35, 37, 42, and 26, all right, 53, all right. So this life you're living is a dream. And you're somewhere else in a next plane, higher than this, dreaming about this. So the concept is not just for the gods as such. This is how you become a god, when you realize what's really going on. When you're done a god already, you know, but you're not aware of it. You done it, you're it, but you're not aware. You don't even know you're somewhere else dreaming this. If that's a true theology. And of course, it makes some level of sense. Okay, let me ask you that. We all agree we have a spirit and our soul. So where is your soul really? Where's the spirit that, I guess, runs you? Where is it? Is it inside of you? Because we tend to believe like our life force, the spirit then, or the soul, any which one of the two. They're not exactly the same, you know, but in this conversation, I can use any of the two in a sense now. Is it inside of you? Yes, I know the pineal gland may be the seat of the soul. That may be the gland or the aspects of the human anatomy that corresponds with that thing we call the soul. It may not be the soul. The soul may not be sitting down on it, but that's the function of the bodily part that communicates with the soul. So in other words, if you damage that, you have a hard time communicating properly with the soul. But that doesn't mean the soul inside of you. They have things you can damage in the brain that makes it hard to communicate in dreams. and have, yeah, it's real. So the body itself, or the goody, is spiritual as well, in the sense that it's connected to the ether and the astral world. It's connected to, right? So your soul is not necessarily inside of your 110 pounds, and your spirit doesn't necessarily dwell inside your belly somewhere. They may be just in a different atmosphere, different dimension, a different ether, yet still you are definitely connected to them as you live and walk and think and operate. That's not hard to believe in. Not unless you feel your spirit inside of you, like inside. I mean, you have a life force, yes, don't get me wrong. This is some deep conversation here. You do have a life force, you know that. You have electricity running through you, yeah. Connected to yourself and your spirit and soul, everything. But the electricity running through you may not necessarily be a spirit. And remember, this spirit is not necessarily a soul. So let's just talk about the soul alone. You understand? There's a life force within you connected to it, but there's more than you, than that is inside of you, like inside your flesh. And no, man, there's more to you than that, man. There's a level of your existence beyond the one you see in the mirror. And anything that the doctor can, put a flashlight down your throat, anything he can see, there's more than that. And it's not walking on the earth as such. It's in a different plane. That only makes sense. I think everyone should at least believe that. Ain't nothing hard to believe, nothing spooky about that, There's just more to you than what meets the eye, that's all. I didn't make it so. I just come to realize that's what it is. Right. And I know it it took a while to say, but this is our program. This is what we do. We take a while to say things so you can comprehend properly. It's not off the chain thought to consider that you're somewhere else creating this. Again, you do it when you sleep. You're somewhere else creating wherever you go when you go beddy by. So what he's saying, creation in general, which to me is the easiest of them to swallow, is the dream of the gods. All right.
That the universe is but the dream of the god, who, after 100 Brahma years, dissolves himself into a dreamless sleep, and the universe...
Sorry, I gotta come in there again, just for clarity. After 100
dissolves with him.
Brahma years, not 100 Brahma days, 100 Brahma years. And the Brahma day, if I'm not mistaken, is 86.4 billion years. That's a Brahma day. Not a Brahma year nor a day. And after 100 Brahma years, okay, all right. That's all.
Who, after 100 Brahma years, dissolves himself into a dreamless sleep, and the universe dissolves with him. Until, after another Brahma century, he stirs, recomposes himself, and begins again to dream the great cosmic lotus dream. Meanwhile, elsewhere, there are an infinite number of other universes, each with its own god, dreaming the cosmic dream. These great ideas are tempered...
Hold on. Now you're gone on the next level there. So he's saying, outside of this Brahma here, this God that dreaming for hundreds of Brahma years, which is like a ridiculous amount of, numbers to call right now. And he wake up and take a next 100 Brahma years, which make up of days that last 86 million billion years. Human years, that is. And he's saying that there are multi-other universes with the same thing going on simultaneously, which I disagree in the concept. Maybe it's just semantics. It's not the idea I disagree with. Maybe it's just the semantic. There can't be two universes. Nothing goes on. The word alone disqualifies that. There is no two universe. It cannot be. Uni means one. I agree there may be multiverses. I'm not fighting that. But there is one universe. All the verses that exist, anything that exists is in a universe. It's in a universe because these different so-called universes people do refer to, they're still connected in one way or the other. They're all one. And the word universe, I'm not fighting the concept. I'm not making semantics take over. But if we're going to use the terminology properly, there can't be multiple universes. It can't happen. Uni means one. It's just impossible. That just normal. You losing and that, just to say it now, makes you separate yourself from the rest of the cosmic that you have discovered. You know, you see how far we gone from Galileo and these people here who used to feel the earth go around, the sun go around the earth, however it is, and no other life here. We just here, and all of this is here. We come to realize that this is a cosmic thing, not just life here and there, but the different layers of existence and the different planes and parallel worlds. Yeah, we don't see, man, this thing big. Now we discover all of that within our own self. We're separating ourselves from it just by saying, oh, that's another universe. No, it's all it. It's all it. No, I mean this beyond this universe. What is this universe? Maybe it's beyond this verse that you think we're in. But once it exists and it's somewhere, even heaven and hell, they're in the same universe. Yeah, they may be in different verses, multiverse, as far as the what is from the other. But once its existence, it's the universe. Yeah. Because now he's saying there are different universes run by different gods. Yeah. Anyway. Again, I don't disagree. But there's a oneness. That's how you know there's a one God concept. All right.
Its own God.
It is.
Dreaming the cosmic dream.
Let's
There are an infinite number of other universes, each with its own God, dreaming the cosmic dream. These great ideas are tempered by another, perhaps still greater. It is said that men may not be the dreams of the gods, but rather that the gods are the dreams of men.
Interesting.
In India, there are many gods, and each god has many manifestations. These Chola bronzes cast in the 11th century include several different incarnations of the god Shiva, seen here at his wedding. The most elegant and sublime of these bronzes is a representation of the creation of the universe at the beginning of each cosmic cycle, a motif known as the cosmic dance of Shiva. The god has 4 hands. In the upper right hand is a drum whose sound is the sound of creation. In the upper left hand is a tongue of flame, a reminder that the universe, now newly created, will, billions of years from now, be utterly destroyed. Creation, destruction.
And he's speaking of the destroyer, really, Shiva. And so he's saying that in the end of this creational cycle, that's one of them hundreds of countless of years he's talking about there. Hundreds of countless of years. It sounds so. And he's showing you, I'm sure you know the statue of Shiva and the circle around Shiva, the eternal cycle, and represented also by the snake biting its own tail, beginning to end. And the 4 arms, and the right upper arm as such has in it the drum of creation. And as we teach as Rastafari, same thing he's saying here, that's what we teach as Rastafari, as the drum represents creation. The original, 8 ohms, the boom, the bass for sure, the first sound, boom, You understand? So the drum as being expressed here represents life, the creational sound. So give thanks, Rastafari. Continue to, play, bless them.
Blessed love, my family. Tell me, are you satisfied with the level of African history, heritage, and culture provided to our children in this system that we live in? I didn't think so. Well, we here at the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge has the solution for this dilemma. We offer a 10-month international certified homeschool program that offers African heritage and history, as well as the intriguing science called astronomy. Our classes are sent out daily in the form of to-the-point and exciting videos prepared for the young ones in mind. You, the parent, will be astonished at the knowledge they retain, and both yourself and your young ones will feel great pride when receiving the well-deserved certificate. But hold on, there is more. This 10-month program usually goes for $50 a month or $300 for the full course. But for a limited time until the 27th day of September, which is Maskal, we will be offering the homeschool courses for only, listen to this, $30 per month, or, hear this my family, $200 for the full course. This is an investment that will definitely benefit yourself and your young ones. To sign up today, just email us at priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. Now that is priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. Priest Isaac Institute@gmail.com. Blessed love.